Everyone, going to take a couple minutes here to explain what you need to do to complete week 1 assignment 1, outlining and paragraph content. So go ahead and take a look at it here. All right, so you'll see here a little note in bold print that says in order to complete this assignment correctly, you'll need to read chapters 1 and 2 and go over all the material presented in the lessons on introduction to writing and the 4 bases in the writing process in the week 1 module. If you do not have your book yet, it's okay. You do not have to read chapters 1 and 2. Those PowerPoints in the week 1 module go along with those chapters. So obviously the chapters will go into a little more depth, provide more examples, but the information in those 2 lessons does come straight from those chapters. So as long as you're going through those lessons, looking at the PowerPoints and watching the video where I go through the PowerPoint, you will be okay, right? But you definitely want to at least go through those lessons before you attempt this assignment. This assignment has 3 tasks involved, and what you're going to do is I have attached a file to this instruction area, and that file is exactly what I'm showing you here on my screen. A blank version of the assignment, right? No answers have been filled in. It's just the questions that you have to complete. You can download that file and then pull it up on your computer, just like we're looking at this right now, and then you can type in your answers, save the file, and upload the file to submit it. That is the easiest way to do it. It is in a Word document, so if you do not have Microsoft Word on your device, you'll want to either convert it to a file format that you can use on your device. I also provide instructions for using Google Docs under the Getting Started section. Some pretty detailed videos on how to set up a Google account if you don't have one already, how to take a Word document and convert it to a Google Doc that you can then, make changes to and save, and then how to take that Google Doc and convert it back to a Word doc so that then you can send it or upload it. It's not a very complicated process. It's all free, and those videos explain it really well. I will accept other file formats as long as I can open them. So like Google Docs, Open Doc, PDF, it can be in those formats as well. For this particular type of assignment, I would also accept if you had printed it out and, hand wrote your answers, take pictures, and then upload the pictures. I can do that for this assignment. I can't do that for every assignment in the course, but for this one I could. But just keep in mind, you are not typing your answers into the text box like you do for your discussion or for your journal. This is a file submission. Do not type your answers in the comments box, at least not without asking me first. I have some students who upload the file that they're submitting, and if that file is perfectly good, but then they also copy and paste the entire assignment into the comments box. Please do not do that. That comments box is literally if you need to tell me something about your assignment, about the file you're submitting. Using the comments box to copy and paste your answers is a worst case scenario that I need to be aware of and approve that we're in agreement that that's the only way you can submit your work. And if that is truly the only way you can submit your work, then I will allow you to do so. So please keep that in mind. And that goes for all assignments in this course. Do not put your answers in the comment box unless I have told you you should. Personally told you. All right. So for this one, it is a file submission. I will even accept photos as the file submission. All right. Run into any problems with that or have questions, reach out to me. But I'm going to go ahead and explain the 3 parts of this assignment, the 3 tasks. Some of this will all look very familiar as long as you've gone through the lessons for this week. Task 1 is on identifying the general idea. So what you've got, like for example here, number 1, you have a list of specific ideas. Good student reviews, good rapport with colleagues, excellent class evaluations. Based on those three specific ideas, what do you think is the general idea of this paragraph? Is it teaching at a community college, reasons teaching is an important profession, or reasons a teacher might be rehired? This is sort of what we did in the introduction to writing PowerPoint back on slide 5. We went through some exercises just like this. So you're going to do the same thing here. Look at those specific ideas. What do they all have in common? And then highlight or underline which one of these you think is the general idea. Right? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Task 2 is stating the general idea. So you still have your list of specific ideas right here, but now instead of choosing what you think the general idea is, you actually have to come up with it and type it on the line. And again, we looked at a couple of these in the introduction to writing PowerPoint as well, slide 6, where we sort of developed, what we thought the general idea was based on the specific ideas. So you've got 4 of those as well. Task 3 is using a scratch outline to separate major ideas from minor ideas, or in other words, main ideas from supporting examples. Again, we went through a couple examples of this as well between slides 12 and 16 in the 4 bases in the writing process PowerPoint. We looked where we had a topic sentence given to us and then a list of sentences randomly ordered. And we had to figure out, okay, based on this topic sentence, what are our 3 main ideas, right? You're going to put those sentences on these lines. So out of this list right here, what do you think is the first main idea of the paragraph? And which 2 sentences are the supporting examples for that main idea? From this list, what do you think is the second main idea? Type that sentence on this line. From this list, what are the 2 supporting examples that go with this second main idea? Type those sentences here. And then from that list up there, what is the third main idea of the paragraph? And which 2 sentences are the supporting examples for that main idea? Type those sentences here. So again, you're just basically looking based on the topic sentence in this random list of sentences, randomly ordered list here, which 3 sentences are the 3 main ideas. And once you know that, first main idea, what 2 sentences from the list support that main idea? And so on. And again, we looked at some examples of this, how to do this, in the 4 bases and the writing process PowerPoint this week. So refer back to that if you need to. All right, so those are the 3 tasks you need to complete. I want you to do your best. However, I do not want you to stress out too much over this. You get graded based on effort for this assignment, meaning as long as you try, you will get full credit. I will then tell you what you missed, if anything. I will even provide you with a copy of the corrections so that you can compare your answers to the right answers. And, sometimes looking at the right answers, it just clicks with students and they're like, oh, now I get it. Sometimes they'll look at the right answers and be like, I see that that's the right answer, but I don't understand why it's the right answer. Then that tells you, okay, maybe I need to go back and review the lessons a little more. Maybe I need to reach out to Mrs. LT, see if she can help me, right? Maybe she can send me an email that explains some things in more depth. Maybe we can arrange a one-on-one Zoom meeting so she can go over it in more depth, right? So the homework is your chance to practice and to make sure that you are understanding the lessons from this week. And if you haven't understood them, that's okay. I will let you know in my feedback and then we'll go from there, right? Just give it your best. but know that there are examples of each task back in the lessons in the PowerPoints in the week 1 module. So use those to your advantage as well, right? Okay, so again, file submission. If that is a problem for you, reach out to me. This assignment is due Sunday by 11:59 p.m. Right, do your best to have it in on time so that way you don't start to fall behind when week 2 begins, because it's like a train, it keeps rolling, right? But otherwise, I will grade them next week, and then you'll know if you were on track or if we need to go over some things a little more.